Welcome back, everybody, to episode 18 of the Washed Up Sports Podcast. We are your Washed Up Sports hosts,
Patrick Quinn, Louis Ortiz,
and I'm Bobby Hanscom. Today is Thursday, June 13th, as we record. Here's what we'll be talking about on today's episode. The Celtics taking an absolutely commanding 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals after holding off the Dallas Mavericks 106-99 in Game 3 on Wednesday. Is it time to bring out the brooms?
We will be debating the Edmonton Oilers if they are in trouble after falling 2-0 down the Stanley Cup Finals against the Florida Panthers, heading back to Edmonton tonight for Game 3.
We'll also be recapping the United States and Brazil matchup, which is the United States' final tune-up ahead of the Copa America.
We will then get into some random news in the world of sports this week.
And we'll finish up with washed up wagers as usual. We will recap our picks from last episode and make 3 new selections for this weekend. Let's get right into it, guys. So NBA Finals, Game 3.
One more,
baby.
One more.
I don't want to hear it from any of you schmucks that said the Dallas Mavericks were fucking better than the Celtics. Because no, shut the fuck up.
They're probably right now crying about how Luka doesn't have any help.
Luka doesn't have any help, but yet somehow going into the NBA Finals, they were the best fucking duo in the league. So none of my business.
And Kyrie, let alone drop fucking 35 points last night, didn't have any help, and they still fucking lost.
Yep.
So anyways, like I said earlier, Celtics won 106-99. The Celtics led it by as many as 21 points in the fourth quarter, but the Mavericks cut that lead down to 1 before being dominated for the last final minute and a half.
That's very true.
So this is actually Luka's first time fouling out in the NBA Finals, actually, in the whole entire NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
He actually has more foul outs than NBA Finals wins. None of my business. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown each scored over 30 points last night. Jaylen with also having 8 assists as well as 8 rebounds. Kyrie had a great night as well. He had 35 points, and Luka finished with 27, 6, and 6. Teams that take a 3-0 lead in the NBA playoffs are 156-0. Only one team in finals history has forced a Game 7 after being down 3 games. There's been 10 sweeps in 76 finals in history. A big talking point before Game 3 was the status of Kristaps Porzingis, where he suffered a very rare injury in Game 2 that has almost no track record. He has a torn ligament that is inside of a muscle. I'm not saying what it is because I'm too special to say it. Anyways, in 2006, studies showed that there's only 32 documented cases in history of this injury. So that's actually fucking insane. And just all of a sudden, somehow, happens to Kristaps.
He happens to Kristaps, yeah.
Professionals have said, although severe, he can still play on it, which seems very odd.
Yeah.
Like, why can you be able to play on that?
It doesn't seem like there's too much research or history about it, so, who really knows what you can and can't do?
Yeah, that's true. Ankle and tendon can be taped to allow him to play. Playing on it won't make it any worse. Running and lateral movements are okay. It's currently a day-to-day injury, which, like I said, just seems so weird how that's a day-to-day injury. But with that being said, he didn't play in Game 3, and according to Woj, is doubtful to return for the rest of the series. How do you guys think they'll do the rest of the way without him?
I think the Celtics did an absolutely amazing job taking the punches in the first 5 to 8 minutes of that first quarter. Got down by anywhere, I think, of 13 points. And then you look and the first quarter was over and we were only down 1. So I think the same thing's going to happen in Game 4. Mavs are going to come out. It's an elimination game. Their season's on the line. Luka's career is on the line right now. Kyrie's trying to maybe get his last possible ring that he can. So they're going to have to take those punches and not get too excited, get too high, get too low, and realize if they lose Game 4, they're going back home to the Garden for a Game 5. This game is huge, but that Game 3 was even more important, going up and getting a commanding 3-0 lead.
It's almost as if Mazzulla was kind of scouting them the first few minutes, kind of seeing how they were going to play. Obviously, they were going to come out with a punch, but they, like you said, they did an amazing job. I think Xavier Tillman was huge. Yeah. He was honestly, I didn't think he was going to stay with Luka or Kyrie, and holy shit, he really stood out. And I don't know if you guys seen this, but there was a video that surfaced. It was Xavier Tillman against Kyrie.
Yes, when he was on Memphis.
Yeah, and Kyrie was like, "You can't guard me," and Xavier Tillman said, "I'm built for this shit." And look at that, on the biggest stage, he gets his minutes, and he's built for it.
That was, I think, our biggest question was who was going to come in and replace Kristaps for the most part. Was it going to be Cornette? Was it going to be Tillman? And then we saw like 6-7 minutes into the game getting Al out, and it was Tillman. And defensively, Tillman did really, really well, like getting switched on Kyrie, getting switched on Luka, was forcing tough shots. I think he had a couple blocks. And then, just to put the sugar on top of the cake, he hit that corner three. He has more threes in an NBA Finals than Joel Embiid does.
Imagine being a Mavs fan and seeing Xavier Tillman come out
and
after Kristaps and just nail a corner three in front of the bench, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I loved it. Yeah. Also, like with having Luke Cornette out there too, it's like he would not be able to defend any of these guys. So it just wouldn't end up well, where Xavier can actually play some fucking defense against him.
You also saw Tatum after game 2 talking about how if he needs to score the ball, like they'll go out and score the ball.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did in game 3. First Celtics duo ever in NBA Finals history to have 35-5.
Yeah.
Out of all the other Celtics crazy teams. Like,
Bird,
that's insane.
McHale, like you would think KG and Paul would have had it before.
They're in a league of their own.
But those are the first two.
Yeah.
This Celtics team is now 79-20 this year. They have won 10 straight playoff games, 9 straight playoff road games dating back to last year. We know they have one of the best offenses statistically in history. Is this one of the best teams of all time, and are they the Celtics' next dynasty?
They got to get it done first. We can't. These are all hypotheticals, right? I know it's never happened before, but crazier things have happened, and it seemed like everything for the Celtics was trying to go against them. Easy Eastern Conference, everyone's picking the Mavs, and then you have the freak injury to Kristaps. We can't start looking ahead. There still needs to be one more game to win. Whenever that comes, there needs to be one more game to win. And then once that happens, we can start thinking about, can Kristaps play an entire year and be healthy? And then re-signing Tatum to his contract, getting Derek White. Derek White has already said he wants to come back and stay with the Celtics. I do think, though, after this year, Al will retire. So that's going to be an interesting, who can we replace Al Horford with? But the fact that he's only 25 years old, but he looks like he's 40 is absolutely crazy.
Thanks.
I don't want us to get too ahead of ourselves. I was watching earlier today, and Paul Pierce was talking about how if this team can stay healthy next year, he thinks they can win 70 games. It's like, let's relax. Let's park the brakes here. We still have not won the NBA championship. That's what we need to be focusing on. And then next year down the line, we can see. But the East is going to be better next year. I guarantee you that. Mm-hmm. They're going to be healthier next year as well.
Imagine the Damon Giannis team now with a year under their belts. So
they're going to be healthy. The Knicks are going to be healthy again. Miami's going to try and go out and get a piece, I feel like. The Pacers are young. The Sixers with the healthy Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey evolving into a superstar. So it's right now we got to focus on the next game and then possibly a game 5. We can't start thinking about the future.
Hey, Louis, do me a favor. Tell them this shit is fucking over.
This shit's fucking over, dude. But I would have to agree, job's not finished. Once the job is finished, then we can talk about that. But I feel like in my eyes, kind of like if we were to finish the job, when we finish the job, it's kind of too early to think about really of a dynasty. Because you're thinking about a dynasty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been to the finals twice the last 3 years, but we're 0-1 right now.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you need at least 2, maybe 3 to get under your belt.
The biggest thing that I think as the Celtics we have going for us is the fact that Tatum's 26, Jaylen Brown's 27. So it's like the core of the Celtics is those two, and they are almost in their prime. Like I would say 28 to like 32, 33 maybe is like the prime of an NBA career where you understand how the NBA works. And they haven't even reached that, and they're possibly getting their first championship. So it's definitely an exciting time to be
boys are locked the fuck in. I've never seen Jaylen Brown so locked in my entire life.
Do you guys really think, are you guys that concerned that this is you gotta worry about the next game, job's not finished?
No.
This is fucking over.
No.
Yeah, but mentally, I just can't.
I can't do that yet. I can't
like
do that.
Like my saying, it's not over till the fat lady sings.
Still, the fat lady's fucking screeching.
They're not beating us. I don't think the next game, but I just like to keep that.
I just don't want to be so already thinking about when's the parade? What day am I taking off work? You know, like they got to do it first. I got to see the confetti fall and everything because it's the Celtics still at the end of the day. Like they've known to blow leads. Like last year, we all thought it was a cakewalk to the finals against the Heat, go down 3-0 in that series, and then have to scratch and claw our way back to a Game 7, and we ended up losing that game. So it's like, I don't want to put all the eggs in the basket yet. There's still one egg that is not in the basket yet, and that egg won't be in there until the end of the game, and we see that we have 4 wins.
I will say, though, Drew Holiday under contract. Jaylen Brown under contract. Kristaps under contract. Like
Tatum will be
under contract. Derek White might be under contract.
That's the only one that's going to be.
Sam Hauser contract. Like they have.
If Al retires,
Pritchard is. He did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
3 year 90.
Yeah.
80.
No, not that much.
I don't think that
he got paid.
I want to say it's like 40.
He got paid.
Maybe it was 30. Maybe it was 30.
He got paid though. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about this team, but we got to focus on getting that game, the 4th game.
You know what I didn't know? Drew was 34.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dude, he played with AD and on the Pelicans.
I know.
What's crazier is he played with Andre Iguodala on the Sixers.
Yeah.
This is his 17th NBA season.
Wow.
He was in the league at 18.
That's crazy.
That's the even crazier.
Yeah, I think he did 1 year at UCLA and then went into the league.
It's kind of like the Randall Cobb effect. Like you think Randall Cobb's fucking so old, but he's 33.
Yeah. It's just when you get into the league at such a young age, like you would think they'd be older than what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's switch over now to the Mavs for a minute here, as Luka's not looked his best. I mean, still putting up his numbers, but a lot of people are downfalling his defensive efforts, which, I mean, obviously. He had a triple-double game, too. Fouled out last night, though, as we saw, finishing with, would you say, 27, 6, and 6?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Struggled all series long in the fourth quarter. I think he has
81 points in the first 3 and 8 in the fourth.
In the fourth total, averaging 2.8 points on 3 of 15 shooting in the fourth. That's it. He's reportedly going through some injuries now, like people want to say. You know.
Everyone has their fucking injuries. Our
No
third best player has the most randomest fucking injury we've ever seen in the NBA, and nobody's giving us excuses.
Mm-hmm.
A pain-killing injection to numb the area of his thoracic contusion in his chest before games 2 and 3. He has also been dealing with a sprained right knee since the first round and left ankle soreness in the second round. Defensively, though, he's been historically terrible, and the Celtics are attacking him nonstop. I think the stat was in the last 10 years, his blow-by percentage. I think it was, 30 total? At least 30 blow-bys. He has the top 3 in the last 10 years, and they were all this year.
Yeah.
I believe
it was the Clippers series, the Thunder series, and then the Celtics series.
67.7% blow-by in the Celtics series, 65.2% in the Clippers series, and 59% in the Thunder series.
So, it's like that'll happen in NBA games. Like, everyone knows, all right, this guy's weak, we're going to go at him. But what happens is, though, if you really want to work hard, you'll go and find the guy that took your spot and filled in the gap and then go play defense on that. If you watch Luka, he gets blown by and he just stops. Yep. He just, looks around and he's like, who's going to pick me up? It's happened multiple times where he would get blown by, and then instead of going to a corner to cover, he doesn't, and then we kick it out to the corner, and then we have a wide open 3.
Or even like that one play where he thought that Al fouled him on that 3, and he just sat on the floor and complained, and Derek White got the open 3.
Get back.
I just want to correct myself real quick. It's 15th season for Drew Holiday, not 17.
But
still,
he's
34 years old. That's crazy.
I mean, by the way Luka's playing, obviously it's his first final series. Do you think he could win a championship in his career?
Yeah, I think so. What I think personally, he has the skill. He needs to transform his game to where he's not a liability on the defense, and he needs to realize the more you aggravate and push and push and push and push the refs, they're not going to want to be your friend. Like everyone was talking about this morning was Luka can't play defense, and then he's a prima donna when it comes to not getting foul calls. He changes that up. You can't argue that Luka's not one of the top 3 players in the league. Yeah. Beginning of the year, even in the playoffs, we all thought the Mavs were pretty good. I didn't have the Mavs going to the finals. No, right? I thought they beat the Clippers. I thought they maybe beat the Thunder.
I didn't even think they beat the Clippers.
No, we both had them beat the Clippers.
I had them going, I think, to the
conference finals, yeah.
But not to the finals.
No, and I mean, just that one too. I know Kyrie's getting older, but like they have a good core around them. It just Luka needs to be both sides of the floor. You know, when the Celtics went to their first NBA Finals, people were talking about the fact that Jaylen Brown needs to change this and Jason Tatum needs to change that. And it wasn't necessarily their offense. It was the intensity they played with on defense. You haven't questioned Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum's defensive effort in this series at all. And that's
the
what
big
it takes.
thing for the Celtics' success right now in this series is their defense is scoring them the ball. They've been just hounding.
They've kept the Mavs under 100 points 3 straight games. The Mavs have scored over 100 points in like every game in this playoffs.
I was going to say that too, but like along the lines of like, so like, will he win a championship? It's like the money aspect. He's going to be the first player in history to have a contract that's over $350 million.
But he deserves it.
But there's that. So then they're not going to have any other money to go pay other players. Their third highest paid player right now is Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah. What is he doing for you? Nothing.
He's an X factor.
Exactly. He's not making his shots. Therefore, he's the X factor because he's not making his shots. So he's losing. Yeah. But like that's what I mean, though. Like you can't have like your third best player being Tim Hardaway Jr. not doing anything.
I think the Mavericks
Snell numbers.
The Mavericks' third best player is PJ Washington. There's no question about that.
Well, yeah, but
contract-wise, you can't have your third best player who's on the contract be Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah. I agree, but I think Luka can definitely get one. He's still only 25 years old or 26 years old.
Also reminds me a lot of James Harden.
No, he's better than James Harden.
Offensively, James Harden changed the world.
I understand that, but what he can do, I think he can do more than what James Harden can do.
Harden was the triple-double master.
50-point triple-doubles.
50-point triple-doubles. And actually was, like, on it. Like, I know everyone is shitting on him on defense, but, like, was one of the almost league leaders in steals.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway, by the way, 0 points, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 assists, 0 fouls, 3 rebounds.
Oh.
Almost as
Tony Snell.
In what, 7 minutes?
19 minutes.
19 minutes.
They were at minus 16 with him on the court.
Yeah. Anyways, game 4 will be tomorrow night, Friday, 8:30 on ABC. Let's see if the boys can close it out then. If not, they go back to Boston for game 5 on
I'll bring
Monday.
my broom to Boston.
You see what Portnoy said?
Yeah, he said
he's going to be sitting courtside with the broom over his shoulder. All right. We have game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals on Thursday as we were recording. It is tonight in Edmonton. The Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers 4-1 in game 2. Evan Rodriguez scored twice in the third period to give the Panthers the lead. Oilers had multiple power play, man advantages, couldn't score after taking the 1-0 early lead. Bobrovsky, Conn Smythe, looks good. Florida scored 4 unanswered goals, outscoring the Oilers 7-1 in this series. Bobrovsky has stopped 50 out of his 51 shots faced this series. Down 0-2. Are the Oilers fucked?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so either.
Let's hear from you first, Bill.
They can't score. They have, like you said, one of the worst goaltenders that were in all of the playoffs.
Oh, so whoa!
Really contradicting
yourself now. Changing yourself. I thought Skinner was one of the reasons they were in the fucking finals. You couldn't put anybody on the Oilers and they wouldn't be here.
Shut up, Pat. Anyways, like I'm saying, they can't score, and if you're allowing 3 to 4 goals a game and you're not scoring, it's going to be tough. And McDavid and Draisaitl and all them aren't doing it.
Let me interject here. So game 1, Skinner gave up just 2 goals because the third was the empty net.
Yeah.
And then that was game 1. Game 2, he gave up 1 goal all the way until the third period.
And then gave up 2.
And then gave up 2 and then the empty net.
Yeah.
So he's only given up 5, but he's given up like 2 or 3 through the first 2 periods. So he's giving them a chance to support Bill here.
Thank you.
So, I don't think the series is over at all. I know just the travel alone. You're flying from Sunrise, Florida, which is right outside Miami, to Edmonton. You can get from Sunrise, Florida to Spain in that same amount of time. And there were some issues with Edmonton's flight over yesterday. They didn't get in till about 9-10 o'clock yesterday night because they were grounded because of weather in Florida. So it's like, when you are on that long of a flight, I don't care. It's going to affect you in somewhat of a way. and the fact that Edmonton has one of the best atmospheres in hockey.
Oil country.
I don't think the series is over. I think tonight's obviously no shit. It's game 3. They lose, series over. They win, it's a new series. But you're not going to keep McDavid and Draisaitl at bay as much as they are. Like, they're getting pucks on the net. Bob's playing amazing, but I don't see Edmonton not being able to respond, especially at home with the star power they have and all those things we just talked about with the travel and then the delays in the travel, arriving late, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Lou, tell him the old saying. You're not in trouble until... No, he doesn't know the
I don't know the saying.
I don't know.
Sorry.
You don't know the saying?
I don't know.
You're not in trouble until you lose on home ice?
Yeah.
Until
It's until the road team gets one or something like that. Yeah.
Don't let us get one.
No, but also, the traveling is a huge thing, but the atmosphere in Edmonton is just insane.
They've been itching
Lots of titties.
for this. For
a lot of titties will be flying tonight. A lot of them. Hide your kids. But
McAfee Kachuk was on McAfee the other day, and McAfee was like to Kachuk, make sure you keep your eyes on the ice at all times, okay? Don't be looking up into the stands. There's two things that could distract you up there. And they're like, he was like, yeah, he knew what he was talking about. He's like, I'll make sure I keep my eyes on the ice at all times.
But kind of like the Oilers, this is kind of like a do or die, like you said. If they lose, it's
the same.
Over.
It's the same doubt as what the Celtics and the Mavs series was.
But there's no way you're stopping McDavid, Draisaitl, all of them tonight.
Especially the last 2 games.
Yeah, but you always have bad bets.
Bad bet. Teams that take a 2-0 lead in the best of 7 Stanley Cup Finals have gone on to win the Cup 91% of the time, a 49-5 record. The last team to lose the first 2 and win the Cup was
2011 Boston Bruins, baby!
Beating the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers are having trouble scoring, like we talked about. 1 goal in 2 games. Panthers captain Alexander Barkov did get a gnarly right elbow right to the face in Game 2. He did not return in that game by Leon Draisaitl. 2-minute minor. People are asking for it to be a 5-minute major. It'll be interesting to see if Barkov is back tonight. I don't know. Do we know? And he's going to play tonight?
He's playing tonight.
Of course he is, because fucking hockey players are absolute dogs. We kind of answered it already, but you think the series is over. Lou and I both think that this series is not over and the Oilers can make it.
Some would say kaput.
Okay.
So you're pretty much contradicting yourself because you said
Oilers in 6.
Yeah, and then now they're playing like shit, and I don't like it. So see ya.
Okay.
All right. So
this
tells you right now. Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer the Oilers. Hammer.
If Bobby's off the Oilers, you're fucking hammering a mega nuclear whale play right there, dude. On the Oilers money line.
Watch them win in fucking 6.
All right. Well, Game 3 is tonight as we're recording at 8:30. Game 4 will be Saturday, both in Edmonton. Now, Lou, let's switch it up to some footy.
Let's get on to the pitch here, baby. The United States men's national team played its final friendly ahead of the Copa America against powerhouse Brazil after losing, getting stampeded by my Colombia 5-1. Everyone really thought that U.S. was in for some trouble here, but surprisingly, they looked very good. Matt Turner looked good with 11 saves, and the game ended 1-1. U.S. came out in front with several shots on goal. Yunus Musa hit the underside of the crossbar from about 25 yards out. Brazil did score first on a Rodrigo goal in the 17th minute. Christian Pulisic then equalized in the 26th on the set piece from the top of the box. Pulisic had a really good chance late in the second half where Alisson denied him from about 12 yards out. Brazil still led in most of the statistical categories, as probably anyone would know, but this is a more promising result for the U.S. Pat, what do you think?
No. No.
It was 1-0?
No. The U.S. has done this so many times. They will show you that they can compete with the best in the world, and then when they truly come to competition time, they don't show up. I mean, if you guys, you watch soccer. That World Cup game 2 years ago against the Netherlands, we could have competed in that game, I feel like. The Netherlands are a good team, but first 5 minutes into it, done and dusted. Memphis Depay scored, then they scored another one, and then it was just like there's no pizzazz. Like Christian Pulisic scored on a free kick that Allison was cheating. It was goalkeeper side. He moved this way thinking Pulisic was going to go over the wall. He went back same side, and it's like it's almost.
I actually like that play though.
I did the two people on the wall to move out of the way.
Yeah,
yes,
screened.
I do agree with. But Allison cheated a little bit. If he stayed, probably could have made the save. But it's like the same situation where it's when we had Tim Howard in that Belgium game in the World Cup, 8 years ago,
like 15
when he made the World Cup record for saves. It's like we can't rely on Matt Turner to do this every single game.
Right.
You know, we need to be able to keep possession of the ball. We need to be able to create. We created chances, but Alisson's a really good goalkeeper. He kept them in the game, and Brazil created a lot of chances as well. I just don't think it's a winning recipe for the U.S. at this stage in their career or this stage in the timeline of U.S. soccer, where they're giving away 15 chances a game and hoping your goalkeeper can keep you in the game.
Christian Pulisic should have buried that.
Yes.
From the top, from like the penalty spot,
Yeah.
basically. And you're a bounce away off the back of Allison on that Musa shot from potentially beating Brazil.
I agree.
So.
But it's also, you could have said Brazil's chances, they weren't clinical enough either. I mean, Vinny was in a couple 1v1 situations. Matt Turner made some good saves. Like, they were creating chances as well. It just, the two goalkeepers played really, really well.
Battle of goalkeepers.
And it's just, I don't think it's a winning recipe for U.S. soccer, especially in a tournament with so much star power, like Argentina, like Brazil, like Colombia, like Uruguay.
Do you think this kind of downgrades Brazil, since they should have came out on front, but
see, Brazil has had so many issues. They can't find a coach. They don't know who's a healthy 11. Like they're trying to age out the old, bring in the new, like the Neymar, the Thiago Silva, David Luiz, like Marcelo's done. Like they're trying to bring in that new generation of Brazilian players along with trying to find a new coach. Like they have never really put their foot down and gotten into a rhythm with this new group. So it's hard to tell with the Brazil team which Brazil team's going to show up. I
think the last time they've actually made a major cup final, was it the Copa America in 2016?
I don't know.
2020? I think that was the last time they actually made it to a final.
Who did Argentina beat?
It was Brazil.
They did?
Copa America
okay, so
last
then
time,
that was the last time they did. Because they, in the World Cup, they got bounced.
Yeah.
And then it's just Brazil has struggled to find that new generation to really connect post Neymar, post Thiago Silva, post Fabinho. Like they're just not clicking on the levels you would think a Brazil team would be at. So it's a great result for the U.S., but I don't think it means anything.
So the U.S. drew in Group C of the Copa America. They have Bolivia, Panama, Uruguay.
Mm-hmm.
What are your expectations coming out? I mean, I feel like if anything, you're a USA fan, you need to get out of this round.
Realistic expectations is we should be challenging for the first place in that group. Mm-hmm. Bolivia, Panama, both Uruguay should beat, and we should beat both of those teams. So I want to see how we can do against Uruguay. Uruguay's got a very good team. Darwin Nunez, what's his name on Real Madrid? Valverde. Cavani's kind of on his way out. Mm-hmm. Musiera, the goalkeeper that plays in the Turkish league. They got a couple of good center backs as well. So Uruguay's a very good team. I think we definitely need to get out of the group. And then depending on matchups, who we get put up against in the round of 8 or the round of whatever, they could hopefully be pushing for a semifinal berth. That would be, for me, a good Copa. Would be pushing semifinals.
I just want to say something real quick. Don't sleep on Panama. They were the 2023 Gold Cup runner-ups last year against Mexico. I believe they knocked. I'm trying to look it up right now. I believe they knocked out.
They knocked out the USA
in the semis, I think.
Yep.
And they have the center midfielder Karskia won the player of the tournament. So yeah, it was the Gold Cup semis last year. Yep. So don't sleep on Panama.
No, but as you would think, how far U.S. soccer's come, you need to be a favorite in this group, or let alone come in second. The only loss you have is to Uruguay, or you draw Uruguay and then you don't get first off a goal differential or something like that.
Agreed. Yeah. I think they got to be like winning a knockout stage.
Yeah, I have them hopefully trying to get to the semifinals.
Like they made the knockout stage of the World Cup and lost.
Yeah.
This is the fucking Copa America.
Yeah,
like, it's you gotta win a knockout stage.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. In my opinion, there's Uruguay, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, and then after that, Chile doesn't scare me anymore.
Jamaica, Mexico.
Jamaica's okay. Mexico
really doesn't.
Mexico has fallen off so much.
Yeah.
Canada's playing well with Jesse Marsh, so it's like the U.S. is 5th, 6th best team in the North and South American region, so they need to be competing for a semifinal berth. I feel like.
Well, we'll do a full preview for the Copa America 2024 on our next episode. Next Tuesday, since the tournament will be starting next Thursday. A reminder that the UEFA Euros begin tomorrow, Friday. Go check out our full preview of the Euros in our last episode 17 on YouTube.
Now let's get to some random news in the sports world that happened this week, and let's start off with basketball. Moment in silence for the logo, Jerry West. He had passed away at the age of 86.
Moment passed.
Thank you, Jerry. Jerry West was a champion with the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1971-1972 season, the franchise's first NBA title, led the team to 9 NBA finals, and was an all-star in every year of his 14-year career.
Imagine losing 8 NBA finals to the Boston Celtics, dude. Did you guys see the clip where it was like Jerry West dying right before seeing the Celtics get banner 18 and Ben surpass, and Bob Cousy was like, I'm 95 with my 1 foot in the grave already. The only thing I need to see is Celtics get banner 18.
He was NBA Finals MVP in 1969. He was the only winner to be on the losing team.
Yeah.
12-time All-NBA selection, was the 3rd player to ever reach 25,000 career points. He's also part of the NBA's 75th anniversary.
So, how many points did he get?
25,000.
That was without the 3, too. So just imagine with the 3 what that could possibly be like. There's that legendary clip, too, of him against the Knicks hitting the half-court shot to tie the game because it's only worth the 2.
Wow.
That was today's day and age. It would have been a 3, and they would have won that game.
Yep.
I believe he's 25th all-time on the scoring
list.
He went on to be a coach and an executive in the NBA, played with greats like Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and later on worked with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, acquired Shaq and Kobe for the Lakers in the same offseason. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant with the Warriors, and Kawhi and PG with the Clippers. I will say too, I've heard so many stories about Jerry West, I've listened to a lot of podcasts that they talk about Jerry West on there, and Paul George actually had Jerry on this past season.
I did see that podcast.
So I got to listen to that. That was really cool. He actually tells about how Kobe, I want to say it was in the 05 season, was this close to getting traded. I want to say it was
to the Pistons.
No, I want to say it was to Phoenix or Minnesota.
Oh, really?
It was one of those two. Yeah, I think it was Phoenix to go play with Steve Nash. And he ended up, Kobe went to his office and was like, listen, I want to go. And he's like, listen, stay. Oh, it's the Clippers. It was actually the Clippers. He wanted to go to the Clippers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Jerry West was like, no, you need to stay with the Lakers.
Okay.
He had a 64-year career with the NBA, which is nuts.
It's insane.
Isn't he enshrined twice?
3 times.
3 times.
They're going to get to that.
Yeah. He was a 2-time All-American at West Virginia and led the team in 1959 to a national championship. Appearance. Oh, yeah, game. I see game, sorry. Final 4 most outstanding. Yeah, I was going to say is outstanding. Mm-hmm. Most outstanding player despite being on the losing team. One of 3 players to win NBA Finals MVP, NCAA Final 4 most outstanding player, and a gold medal. Hakeem Olajuwon and Magic Johnson are the others. Was a member of the 1960 Team USA and won gold medal in the Rome Olympics. Scored the most points in NBA Finals history with 1,679, and also has the most 30-point Finals games with 31.
Without 3-point line.
Yeah, without the 3-point line.
Holy shit, dude.
He inducted into the into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1980 as a player, in 2010 as a member of the 1960 Olympic team, and then he's enshrined again this past year for executive.
And then I think there's one more where it's going to be contributions to the game or something like that. So he'll be in it for 3 different regions.
4.
What were the 3?
I just read 3. 80 as a player,
Yeah.
in 2010 from being on the 60 Olympic team, and then
Now
again
it's
this
like
past
a-
season. for
That's what the
executive.
contribution was
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
The 60 Olympic team was the contribution to basketball for the U.S. That's what it was.
He is also the NBA's logo, although it's never been confirmed, but he says that he actually doesn't want to be the logo.
Well,
It's actually,
Yes.
I didn't know it was never been confirmed. That's actually
Yeah, it's never been confirmed, but Adam Silver said like it looks
They've-
a lot like him. Like,
they've talked about it because they
There's one picture.
they don't want to give like Jerry West royalties for it, because if they say it's Jerry West, then they need to give him royalties because the NBA is using his image as their.
There's literally the photo of him.
I
doing it. It's
I understand
No,
that,
I know.
but it's like just like the whiteout person. It's
Yeah.
not like an actual. There's no features to it.
Yeah.
all right, let's move on here.
All right, let's stay with some news in basketball. As news has come out that NBA player JJ Redick, or former NBA player JJ Redick, will formally now interview for the Lakers head coaching job this weekend. The franchise is looking to move him into forefront of their search after being turned down by Dan Hurley earlier this week. In the WNBA, they finally gave us a reason why Caitlin Clark was left off the Team USA basketball ahead of this summer's Paris Olympics, and it was due to lack of experience. I don't really agree with that, but
That's a response where like you can't have a rebuttal to,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's why they said it.
the team includes 7 players from the team that won the gold medal in 2020 at the Olympics in Tokyo, which was Team USA's 7th straight gold medal. All 12 players chosen have senior national team experience, while Clark did not. First time in Olympics history that Team USA does not have a player under 25 years old on the roster. That's
Bonkers.
that's mind blowing. Only 4 WNBA rookies in history have made the Team USA roster.
Probably all 4 of them will not be as good as what Caitlin Clark was either.
Candace
man.
Parker.
Maya Moore.
Candace
Two of them
Parker.
were, I think, Candace Parker and Brianna Stewart.
Was it Maya Moore one?
She could have been. So, the girl one.
If only she stayed.
Yeah.
Clark says it's a dream to play for Team USA, and it gives her something to work for to make the team come 2028. In other WNBA news, the league has earned record TV ratings for the first month and near record-setting attendance numbers in large parts because of Angel Reese. Oh, sorry, no, Caitlin Clark.
Oh no, definitely
Yeah.
Angel Reese.
First month this season drew the highest attendance since the league's second season in 1998. Before I was alive. Most of us
Bill's
were alive.
old ass was
Yeah.
alive.
Best television ratings through 1 month in league history. Games averaging 1.32 million viewers, tripling last season's average of just fucking 462,000. That's insane.
That is crazy. The Clark effect.
They've sold out half of its games so far this season, more than doubling the number of sellouts last year. 400,000 fans have attended games this year, most through the first month of the season in 26 years. Arenas have been filled to 94% capacity, a 17% rise from last year. Some games have been moved to bigger arenas to fit more fans just for Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese, obviously. But
Yes. Can't forget.
I can't. No, she's had. I think she's had back-to-back doubles in her double doubles in
Angel
last
Reese.
2
20 and
games.
10 last game.
Yeah,
Angel Reese did?
she's playing pretty good.
I would also like to say, I just looked it up, and Luis Suarez is on the Uruguay roster.
Is he?
He is?
Really?
Wow. I thought he was too old.
37, he's on a roster.
He ain't gonna get any burn, but he's on the
No, yeah,
roster.
Fuck
All right,
you all.
keep it going, Lou.
2023 WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces lost 186 to the Minnesota Lynx on Tuesday. That was one of my picks for my 3-pick. They've now lost 3 straight for the first time since 2019 and lost 4 of their last 5. Second longest span in WNBA history between 3-game losing streaks. They are now 5-5 this season, which is very not what you would expect.
Not from them.
Yeah. Aces have 4 players who will be playing on Team USA this summer in the Paris Olympics. Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, and Jackie Young.
And Chelsea Gray hasn't played a minute this
Correct,
season.
Correct.
Let's put our fists up, boys. Winless no more. The 0-12 Washington Mystics won their first game of the year Tuesday, defeating the Atlanta Dream by not just 1
They
point.
spanked
They
them.
gave them a spanking. They avoided tying the longest losing streak in franchise history. They made a season-high 17 threes. A little Celtics-esque, I guess. second most in a single game in franchise history, and one shy of a single game WNBA record.
Is Washington the worst sports town in the fucking country?
They might be.
Commanders stink. Nationals stink. Wizards stink. Capitals barely made the playoffs. They shouldn't have. Yeah. And then now the Mystic winning their first game after 13 attempts. Wow, bad sports town.
Well, hey, Nationals won a chip. Capitals won a chip. So
I agree.
Mystics won a chip not too long ago with Bobby's girl
Elena Del Don.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
I gotta try you out. Relax.
Keep it going.
All right.
Oh, Pat's up.
Let's switch to some American football. Mandatory mini camp has started, but before that, we have our Madden cover. The San Francisco 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, who was the 2023 NFL Offensive Player of the Year, has been named the athlete for the Madden 25 cover. First 49ers player to ever be on the cover, which is crazy to think about. Mm-hmm. First running back to be on the cover since Adrian Peterson and Barry Sanders in 2013.
I will say the Barry Sanders one in 2013 was also called
Madden 25. Yes, I do remember that.
For the 25th anniversary.
Yep. Game will be released on August 16th. Christian McCaffrey had over 2,023 scrimmage yards, 21 total touchdowns last season, and recently received a 2-year, $38 million contract extension to be with the 49ers through 2027. He also just celebrated his 28th birthday and then is getting married shortly in the summertime. I'd say he had a pretty good offseason.
I'd say so.
Madden cover curse?
Is it the running back over 30 or getting the 30 curse?
No, I think it's because the last running back I remember, wasn't it Peyton Hillis too? Wasn't he?
He was the year before
2010.
No, he was the year before.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
So Peyton Hillis
12, I think.
fell off. Adrian Peterson fell off.
I'll look it up.
They all, I think. But anyways, the running backs that have been featured have fallen off after these prior years. But the New England Patriots had their Tom Brady night, inducting him into the Patriots Hall of Fame. They retired as number 12 and are planning to build a 12-foot statue for the 7-time Super Bowl champion, spent 20 years with the Pats and won 6 Super Bowls. Sold out Gillette Stadium with over 60,000 fans in attendance.
I will say it's crazy. Boston fans sure know how to come out. They sell out the Garden, and they also sell out fucking Gillette.
Kind of for a watch party, too.
It was really cool. A lot of guests were there. A lot of people were there. Jay-Z opened it up. Toby Keith was there. Bon Jovi was there. I saw
Dave Portnoy was there.
The Patriots 4 was there when they all got arrested. But no, great night for New England to live in the glory days again for the Patriots because they won't have any glory days coming forward.
And the Sox won yesterday in Fenway.
They did. It was a good night for New England. Let's talk about some fine suspensions. Good things going on in the mandatory minicamp world. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson lost $750,000 in bonuses this week, skipped 4 of the 5 days of voluntary OTAs. Aaron Rodgers and Hassan Reddick are no-shows at mandatory 2-day minicamp earlier this week.
Aaron's back in ayahuasca.
I don't know. Both absences from head coach Robert Saleh are unexcused and are both subject to fines under the CBA. Reddick disputing his contract with the Jets after signing or being traded from the Eagles. He wants a new contract. He's not going to show up until he gets that new contract. Rodgers took required physical and was at Media Day on Monday before leaving town. Robert Saleh said that he has talked to Rodgers, but it is an unexcused absence. Roger has, though, been at all voluntary workouts in the offseason. Good news for the Kansas City Chiefs. After that scary incident that happened with defensive lineman B.J. Thompson during a voluntary workout where he went into cardiac arrest last week, 25-year-old suffers seizures and went into cardiac arrest while in special teams meeting at the Chiefs practice facility.
That's scary.
That's very scary. He was sedated on Thursday and overnight, was on a ventilator overnight to help him breathe, regained consciousness on Friday, and was removed from the ventilator. Was initially treated by athletic trainers and team doctors until a fire department arrived. 2023 fifth-round draft pick out of Stephen F. Austin, who played one game last season, was in cardiac arrest for a minute to a minute and a half before being transported to a local hospital. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Chiefs as well, star Travis Kelce said Tuesday he will play until the wheels fall off. Turns 35 in October, says he is closer to the end of his career, but said this season will not be his last.
I hope not. He just signed a 3-year contract.
Said he will play until the wheels fall off, and hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon.
That'll happen when Taylor Swift breaks up with him.
Question for you. Over under 900.5 receiving yards this season for Travis Kelce.
Over.
Ooh, under Lou.
The Swift curse.
Okay.
Now back into baseball. We have College Baseball World Series that is set for this weekend. The 8-team double elimination tournament begins Friday, June 14th, and runs until potentially Monday, June 24th. The 8 schools all come from the ACC and SEC, 4 from each conference. Bracket 1 is UNC versus Virginia and Tennessee versus Florida State. Bracket 2 is Kentucky versus NC State and Texas A&M versus Florida. The winner to come out of each double elimination bracket will face each other in a best-of-3 championship series next weekend. Staying in baseball, Phillies star catcher JT Realmuto was placed in the 10-day IL on Tuesday and will miss about a month. He had surgery to remove cartilage in his right knee. He's currently batting .261 with 7 homers and 20 RBIs in 51 games this year. 33-year-old joins teammates Trey Turner and Brandon Marsh, who are also on the IL. LA Dodgers crushed the Texas Rangers Tuesday, 15-2. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, and Jason Hayward all homered in the 6th inning of that game. Surprised Jason Hayward's still on the team, still playing in the MLB. Dodgers also acquired infielder Kevin Biggio from the Blue Jays this week. I didn't even see that.
I did, yeah.
Played last night, first game.
Wow.
Had a couple hits.
Speaking of home runs, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies crushed 2 home runs in his return to Fenway Park against his former team, the Boston Red Sox, Tuesday in a 4-1 win. 444-foot home run to lead off the game on the first pitch of the game as well, and then a 427-foot home run in the 4th inning. Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees clobbered his league-leading 25th home run in 62nd RBI.
His voice changed when he was reading this.
In a 10-1 win over the Kansas City Royals on Tuesday.
What number was it, though?
What number was what?
His home run?
This year.
25.
And that's what?
League leading?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
436
Feet
home run
to center field.
Foot home run to center field. Judge is now batting .309 on the year. Stanton homered as well, a 446-foot bomb to center for his 16th of the year, and then followed that up for 449-foot bomb in an 11-5 win on Wednesday. God, that was awful.
The Bronx Bombers are
Bombing.
back.
Yeah,
The
but
Bammers.
then
Bammers.
cardiac clay today. Let's go from baseball, which was in England last week, to talking about the English Premier League. Manchester United have announced the return of Erik ten Hag. He is staying with the club. Man United recorded their lowest ever Premier League finish this season in 8th place, also finished at the bottom of their Champions League group. Seemed to end on a high, though, after beating their arch rivals Manchester City 2-1 in the FA Cup final.
Is that a win for Man U?
Of a season?
I mean, no, it's re-signing him.
Yes. I'd much rather have him than anybody else out there. After a season-end review conducted by the owners, they decided to keep him. As a Manchester United fan, I think it's a good idea. Looking at what's out there right now, there's not much available. Don't want to have a reset in the project, bringing in somebody brand new. Dustin Poirier said this week that he had planned to retire at UFC 302 if he won the lightweight title, now saying his future is uncertain, but is leading towards retirement. Says he doesn't have anything to fight for right now. Tore his ACL, broken rib, broken nose after the 5-round fight versus Makhachev.
And he thought he was going to win that fight?
I think he's maybe being a little ambitious.
I'd say so.
Tennis legend Rafael Nadal said he is sitting out this summer's Wimbledon to prepare for the Paris Olympics, which will be his last. Will also play doubles with his countryman Carlos Alcaraz from Spain. That will be very cool to watch. Them playing doubles together. A lefty-righty action right there, too. The Spanish legend and then the star boy that's coming to take his shoes. That's going to be very, very cool to see. In the golf, U.S. Open is going on right now. Former Masters champion and 2022 U.S. Open champion Jon Rahm has withdrawn from the U.S. Open due to a foot infection. Withdrew from last week's LIV event in Houston due to the same injury. Lesions between pinky toe and fourth toe that is infected, causing a lot of pain. That sounds terrible.
You should probably get that checked out.
Especially for having to walk, 72 holes in 4 days if you made it all the way to the final day with making the cut. Tiger Woods says he is strong enough to win this year's U.S. Open Championship. I'm sorry, Tiger, but you're not strong enough to win this year's U.S. Open Championship.
+4 today.
+4 is not that bad, actually. Just how hard the course is, but he's just not got what it takes. Last made the cut at the U.S. Open in 2019. Likes that the tournament will be played in Florida, like heat, which will help his surgically repaired back and right leg stay loose. I don't think it's going to matter. The temperatures will be in the mid-80s to low 80s, maybe upper 90s later in this week. Woods, 48 years old, will make the first appearance at the U.S. Open since missing the cut in 2020. Rory found out his prenup was signed, or didn't sign a prenup. And he's not getting divorced anymore because she was going to get a bag. Rory McIlroy has called off divorce with his wife, Erica Stoll. That was filed last month. According to reports, the couple reconciled and looks forward to a new beginning. McIlroy is currently ranked 3rd in the world. 10-year drought without a major championship will look to snap that at this week's U.S. Open.
10 years now.
Currently tied for 4th right now.
So, we all thought PGA Championship, he's getting divorced, he was going to go win it. Now, he's getting undivorced, back together. Does he go out and win it? We shall see. Scottie Scheffler opens up as a +300 favorite to win the tournament. Shortest odds at a major since prime Tiger Woods back in 2007.
That's crazy.
Well, I think we talked a lot about sports, but I think we missed one. The MLE.
The most important
the Major League eating. Probably the biggest news I've heard this year.
That is the staple on July 4th.
The world's greatest eater, Joey Chestnut. He's been banned from the Summers Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest on Coney Island in New York. He's a 16-time champion that occurs annually every 4th of July at Coney Island, but he will not compete this summer because he chose to represent another hot dog brand.
Not just a fucking hot dog brand, a vegan fucking plant-based brand.
Major League Eating has banned Joey Jaws Chestnut. That's a great nickname. For reportedly agreeing to a sponsorship deal with Impossible Foods, a company that makes plant-based hot dogs and is a competition to Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs. Chestnut has won Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest 8 years in a row. MLE event organizer George Shea said it would be like Michael Jordan saying to Nike that he is representing Adidas, which no one fucking cares.
No, that's so bad.
Brands with hot dog brands.
I'm sorry.
Joey Chestnut, Michael Jordan.
No, I agree with that. But like plant-based, and it'd be like him representing Frank's hot dogs, not fucking a plant-based hot dog. It'd be like
him going to New Balance.
No, it'd be like Jordan saying, "I'm signing with the Li Ning Chinese brand" or something like that. Yeah.
Emily also said in a statement that they were devastated to find out Chestnut had chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs. Chestnut said on Twitter/X he is gutted and loves competing in this event and that he has been training to defend his title. Also, he does not have a contract with Emily or Nathan's, and they are looking to change the rules so he can work with other partners in future years. Chestnut downed a record 76 hot dogs and buns in 2020 and ate 62 last year to win the title. Just to let you know, this is 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how long do you have?
10 minutes.
Yes. I'd like to see Bill go up against him. I think he could give a good shot.
I'd eat probably like 0.
Hot dogs in 10 minutes?
I would throw up after eating half of one.
You don't like hot dogs?
No.
Emily said Chestnut is an American hero, American icon, honestly, and they would love nothing more to have him at the competition, that they hope he returns when he is not representing a rival. Chestnut assured fans that they will see him eat again to unlock the jaws, baby. He will be taking on Takara Kobayashi for the first time since 2009. Will face off in an all-beef hot dog battle on September 2nd on Labor Day on a Netflix special event.
This is a Ronaldo Messi final.
This is like a 1v1
right now.
dude,
this is
honestly.
the Ronaldo versus Messi.
This is really what it is.
At the end of their careers.
The two have combined to win 22 mustard belts, Bill. 22 mustard belts.
Do you have a mustard belt? They got 22 of them together.
22, bro. At the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Congratulations.
Kobayashi won that from 01 to 06, but retired last month due to health concerns. But he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm back, baby.
I can only imagine, like, what that does to your fucking body after you go through one of those things,
My
dude.
thing is, like, when I see Joey eat those dogs and he's dipping it in that water.
It's
That's
like,
crazy.
Scrunching it up
Yeah.
and stuffing it.
and then he just
Oh,
like,
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing
Bro,
that.
it's
We
like
got it, we got
he
it
like
right here.
swallows the fucking wiener, bro. It's like
No diddy. No diddy.
All right, everybody, to finish the episode, we have washed up wagers. Here's a recap from last episode, the slate of June 11th and June 12th. Lewis is now 7-2 after going 2-1 last episode. His wins were the Celtics, who won Game 3, and the Phillies, who beat the Red Sox on Tuesday. His loss was the Las Vegas Aces, who lost to the Minnesota Lynx on Tuesday. A reminder, his game pick for the NBA Finals is the Celtics to cover 1.5 games in the series. And his pick for the Stanley Cup Finals is Connor McDavid to have the most points in the series.
Not looking good.
Pat is also 7-2 after going 3-0 last episode.
6-0 after Bill fucking woke up the beast.
Once again, congratulations.
Just have to let you know, Bill.
His wins were the Yankees, who beat the Royals on Tuesday, Derek White, who went over 2.5 threes, and he ended up with 4 in Game 3, and Portugal, who beat Ireland in a friendly on Tuesday. A reminder, his series pick for the NBA Finals is under 5.5 games in the Celtics-Mavs series, and his series pick for the Stanley Cup Finals is Bob Roski to win the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Also looking good.
I am now 5-4 after going 2-1 last episode. My wins were Jason Tatum to have alternate 30-plus points, which I switched after because Porzingis didn't end up playing Game 3. And then I also had the Diamondbacks, who beat the Angels on Tuesday. My loss was Brazil to beat USA, and they ended up tying. A reminder that my series pick is for there to be 2 road wins in the series.
Could happen. Could happen tomorrow.
My series pick for the Stanley Cup Finals is for there to be 6 total games.
Still could happen. But you said earlier this series is fucking
over.
done and dusted, so.
Okay.
So then you're not going to have 6 total games.
Okay.
He's so bad.
Let's do our 3 best bets for the weekend. I have Spain and Croatia to both score a goal at -110. I have the Astros money line over the Chicago White Sox at -102. And then I have Luka Doncic over 32.5 points at -115. $10 to give you 70-68 at a +606.
Nice. I'm going with Luka over 3.5 threes in the game at a -118. I have the Yankees money line in Boston at a -155, and I have Switzerland winning their first game of the group against Hungary at a +125. That's a +583. $10 wins you 68-38.
Here we go. Billy Big
All
Bets.
right.
Here we go. Putting his balls on the line for this one.
Let's
here,
see
Bob.
this one.
Let's see this and these odds.
So, I didn't write the odds for each one because I'm not doing that, but I'll tell you the total odds. I took over 23.5 points, rebounds, assists for Drew Holiday. Colin Morikawa to be top 10 in the U.S. Open. And Serbia, money line.
Who are they playing?
England.
Look into the camera and tell that last one that you just fucking did.
Serbia, money line versus England.
+650.
Plus 650.
Over England.
Yep.
Who lost in the Euro finals the last
Italy.
time they played. And lost in the semifinals of the World Cup.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's get the odds on that, Bill.
Plus 2,993. $10 will win you $309.37.
Wow.
Bro, I swear to God, I hope you fucking get this right. Just for like shits and giggles.
Can you at
close
least
it up.
put it in?
Close it up.
Yeah, I know, right? I kind of want to, too. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining us for episode 18 of the Wash Up Sports Podcast. We release new episodes on YouTube and Spotify every Tuesday and Friday. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Our usernames for those can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay washed.
Go Celtics.